Gmodism, total nerdry channel.
You should be most welcome. This is Gmodism hiding inside of this prison rambot. Anyways, this time I thought that we should indeed try to test the limits of the huge missile. I'm intending to make a quite powerful, almost intercontinental cruising missile thing, whatever, using missiles. I don't know what it will cost and launch, and I don't know if it will be efficient or if it's remotely going to be worth it, but well, we're going to find out that, so stay tuned. Also, thanks for putting the broadsider on from the depth front page. I saw it when I started the game today that, oh, lords, there is my broadsider. The broadsword. That's very cool. I'm glad a lot of you seem to like it. Anyways, this is a little bit for a later video, but I got in some comments on the broadsider video that some people might want to submit builds, basically to test them against it, and we can do it, you know, while recording. And if you want that, do you think that we should have some kind of limitations on the builds we take in? Like, I guess they can't be much more expensive, but do they also have to be broadsiders, or what do you think? Post it in the comments and we're gonna do that video. Anyways, now we're doing this video and we're checking out big missiles. So basically, there are different sizes of missiles, and for this we of course need to go huge. But if this turns out to be successful, we want this whole thing on a little, on a little protected slab like this. So we're going to put it on this thing, a little heavy armor thing. So we can basically perhaps make a nice little template. In any case, let's spawn down a gantry there, and we should connect up some connectors and stuff like that, so we can connect up some cool stuff. Ooh, I think this will be a quite big system, to be honest. But right here we're going to have some stuff like the missile controller. I think we need a identify friend or foe thing, can be a smart idea to have. Staggered fire is not needed, I believe not, so yeah, we can probably begin there. So then we need some gantries. We're just gonna have the standard ones, since, you know, it's gonna be pretty big. And now is the question, how big is we gonna make this? This is of course a small thing. And it's kind of funny, with only 1, 2, 3 modules, we can only make, wow, this is useless. This does no... Can this even do damage? Probably not. Anyways. I'm thinking it's gonna be pretty huge. Let's have a little more. By the way, each one of these pieces costs 6,000 materials, so let's basically check. I don't know. We don't want our build to be too expensive, so see here. 500,000 for a missile, a little platform with a missile. I think this is large enough. This is just completely insane. Anyways, I'm starting to think a little bit, and I know that the explosion radius will not be, you know, to our satisfaction. So what I'm basically going to do is that we're going to set this up to be a cluster missile. So we will actually have some clusters on this thing, so that we can deal some damage to the target. I'm thinking like this. When this comes close to the target, we have a swarm of frag missiles that try to punch a hole in the enemy, you know, vehicle. And after that, it will just basically be able to enter, kind of, and there we can make it go off with a big boom. So I'm going to set up some frag systems here. Stay tuned, be back soon. I'll be back. Alright, something like this. We need some general processing power to even steer this thing, but this is the current missile. It looks stupid. But it has some cluster stuff in it. So basically we have these. And then we also have a thumper for the fun of it. That's actually a dumbfire. And a lot of medium ones. I think actually it's a little bit too much. I done some rough calculations. And yeah, we should probably check this out. Let's see, however, for the cluster controller. What do we set it up to be? So, drop staggers, 0. So all will drop at once. Probably we could do with a tiny bit of a stagger there. And yeah, I guess we should try this out now. Right. So we're doing like this, and we're doing a marauder. Alright. Let's pause. See what happens. Now we have 3 ejectors on this thing. So let's unpause the game. Oh man, this thing is huge. Right, so we need more ejectors, that's for sure. And it's going in this slow arc here. It's not fast exactly. Oh wow. And it's saving in. This will be quite interesting. I will be highly disappointed if this will not destroy the Marauder completely. I mean, I want this thing to be able to destroy most targets completely. Because there is no way otherwise I would spend this amount of material on a missile. Alright. I don't see it for the smoke. Okay, alright, alright. And it did destroy it before it's even hitting. That's cool. Somehow unexpectedly anticlimactic, but whatever. It did some damage. Alright then. It takes a couple of minutes for it to recharge, I believe. Let's spawn a crossbones and see where that gets us. We might actually want to refill stuff. Is there no for missiles? There is not. Well then. Then we'll just have to wait. So we press play. And we can probably make our... You know, not taking a damage can be a good idea for this thing. Alright, see you in 20 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and it launches. So hopefully it got time to recharge. So we have a 1 turn, so before it starts, you know, aiming towards the enemy, it uses the 1 turn to kind of get there faster, I hope. I don't know if it works. Ooh. Now, we cannot take any damage right now, but it will be interesting to see later if their lambs and stuff like that can shoot this down. That would be bad. Alright. So we have a swarm of explosive and explosive large missiles. And then we also have a bunch of... it's a frag too, I think. I'll need to check the mix. I don't remember. I didn't want to spawn too much frag because there is a frag in-game limit, and if everything was frag, I thought that it would be sad if we reached that. Especially if we filled it with like small stuff. Okay. Oh no. We don't have any thrust duration. Oh no. I'll need to make this live a little bit longer. And thrust a little bit longer. Not good. Alright, I think I fixed it now. So all of these are basically explosive, but I made them mixed frag and EMP and stuff like that. So anyways, the missile should reload soon and it should survive for twice as long. So 160 seconds. And then it should also have a thrust time of a bit longer too. Well, it is actually... Perhaps it's possible that... Oh, we don't have enough ammo barrels. That's problematic. It's possible that it just took enough damage too, isn't it? That would be really bad. If it just, you know, got shot out. Even though we're in God mode, maybe my missiles aren't. I think they are, but maybe they are not. Well, we're closing in on the target. Now they're set to auto-release after like 60 seconds or something like that, so we will clearly see if it just gets destroyed before it releases the clusters stored. Alright, here comes the moment, I believe. Aren't we like 200 meters away now? Maybe a tad bit closer. God, there's a lot of explosions around our missile. Not good. Now we switched aim point. Right. And there we have all of the clusters are released. Target is not destroyed. And we got a... Oh no! That wasn't very powerful at all. Ah. 180 degree cone frag isn't... Nah. This missile is a no-go. Maybe we actually need to have more clusters stored or something like that. Because the big boom crate, it's just not enough. I'll need to alter this missile a little bit, that's for sure. Alright, I've switched some stuff up a little bit here. Seems that the frag from this huge missile wasn't working as intended, so we're going with explosive warheads and EMP. I extended the cluster compartment, so hopefully we'll be able to carry more missiles now. I believe we don't need as many of these launchers to fill this one up. From what I understand, when these are reload, they will fill up this thing. So calculating exactly how many of these we should have is kind of a lot of math, because then we need to take into account their reload times and stuff like that. Not very hard, but still stuff to do. So let us spawn one of these crossbows again, and let's see what's happening, you know. There we go. I added more cluster ejectors, just so that we can get a better something. A little faster launch maybe. God, this thing is huge. It looks like it's so small and thin, but it's actually a pretty thick missile. We increased flight speed as well. I don't know if you noticed, but it flies faster now, and it has a lot more fuel tanks. So yeah. But hopefully the higher amount of clusters in it should increase its efficiency. And perhaps it is actually a good idea to... It actually drops them kind of close to the target. I don't see here. It's like 1,000 meters. We could actually probably drop them at around 400 meters like default, but I think it's 200 meters. If I then forgot to change it, that is. We'll see. Okay, so here it comes into the... Alright, it's 400 meters. And a lot of frags are just spreading weird areas. And that when a missile comes there, it makes a huge detonation, but it's not doing the type of damage that I want. I'm almost thinking that the prediction guidance is a problem here. We probably can't have the prediction guidance. It just does not... No, it just does not work quite. Because the prediction guidance does that we are not chasing the target. So we hit it from the broadside, which means that we can't do as much damage. In that case, we should set it to a like a hemisphere of frag, but it's just like it's not doing enough damage. Right, we'll need to tinker a bit with this. I just realized something quite problematic. That is that a cluster missile, in actuality, is basically just a missile teleporter. It teleports these missiles onto wherever they are getting launched. So being a missile teleporter, this is kind of weak, so we need to add a lot more clusters, of course. I thought that maybe if they could reload again, it could work, but that only is true for like super fast reloading small missiles if you can kind of reload them during mid-flight. So we need to fill up this entire volume for this to be effective. The explosive damage seems to do a little bit more, but it's simply the radius of explosion isn't large enough. So it seems to make a really powerful missile like this, we actually need to rely on clusters a lot more than what I've done. So yeah, I need to fix that. And if you wanna know how to make cluster missiles or torpedoes, I have an instant tutorial for cluster torpedoes, so check that out. But basically, when you have this cluster container here, if you wanna know how many that fits, basically go down here, see the container length, and here we can see how long they can be, and of course, if you have... So basically it has 32 meters long, right? And if we have 16 meters missiles or 8 meter missiles, we can fit them, we can stack them on top of each other, so that works. So basically what we look at, if the length allows it, we can look at the just container volume. So we have 25 square meters of missiles we can chug in there. And if we look at these here, or these, I mean, you can see this. Oh, this one doesn't have a. That's a problem. This one doesn't have a cluster ejector, which is an absolute necessity. If you don't have that, you don't see how much volume it has. But this has 3.12. God, I need to check this one then. Oh yeah, I messed up on that one. So the thumper missile didn't even work here. Right, so cluster ejector, add that on top of there. There we can see they have different parts in them, but they have the same size. So we're just gonna take these large missiles, container volume required, and we're gonna take this times what we can store here, like 25 square meters, plus, you know, this one, 0.393. Yeah, so it's a lot of math to do, so you'll need a calculator to actually count how many missiles you can paste into it. And since the explosion radius is so limited, we have to rely on clusters actually in order to deal some damage. So that's kind of sad, but at least we did some troubleshooting and now we know. Alright, so we set it up a little bit differently here. For one part, I made the guidance activation be 10 seconds, that's a lot, but we switched to an active radar seeker, so we don't switch aim points, so we basically aim for the center of the craft, and hopefully that will solve some issues, I don't know. Then we upped this, I did some calculations, I take all of my medium missiles I had, and the volume of them were like 18.8, and then I took plus the 8 huge missiles, the 8 big missiles we got, and all of it turned up to be a volume of 44. So now I add the cluster extensions to a volume of 44, so that's nice, and we have a we have a length that's quite long, but we should be able to fit them in here, I think. In any case, here we got some explosives and EMP, and hopefully this will make it work. We have some frags in the front to basically do some spread out damage like that, and then we should also set up the cluster controller to, yeah, they release them with staggered fire, that's nice. Distance to target 500, we can probably up this to 600 now that all of them are trying to steer themselves a little bit better. Right, so this one has short range thrusters. These ones, they actually got long range thrusters. All of these are the same. by the way, so we might change this a little bit. They can thrust for 12 seconds, which is longer than we need. So if we just switch this to a short 5 seconds, we'll see if this works. We'll see if this works. All right, let's try this out then. And there we go. Maybe. Let's see here. Oh, I control this thing now. That sounds good. It's ready to fire. Alright then. What's happening? So apparently the failsafe is stopping us. Well, in that case we should aim. And aim towards the enemy. And the failsafe should deactivate kinda soon, or not the failsafe, the 1 turn, right? It begins with 1 turn. So we switch it to AI and just see what is going to happen. God, it turns slow. I think we might need fins on this thing. More fins, possibly. Okay. And come on, clusters, come on and swarm. And there we go. The clusters coming there. The mix, and then we have some huge ones coming in there. Together with some thumpers. Oh yes, this is the damage we're talking about. Okay, good. Now the clusters could take out this ship in one go. That's what we want. And then this thing does a little bop as well. Very nice. So now we can take out the crossbones in one missile. Very nice. Now we definitely need to test this against some other targets. And one target that could be a little bit interesting to fire at is possibly... Should we fire it at my broadsworder? Maybe we should. See if it can take it out. Now I wonder though, what's about with this local weapon controller? Why was it holding fire? I don't really know why it held the fire there. Alright, so maybe we should disable failsafe since this is a vertical launch missile. We probably don't even need it for this thing. Alright, so we are invulnerable, and if you haven't seen the broadsworder, it's the broadsword, it's a broadsworder. It's the broadsword which is a the broadsword is a broadside ship. We're gonna spawn it on the steel striders and just plop it in there. It will drop our FPS a bit, but that's cool. Anyways, I hope the missile is... Oh yes, the missiles is in the air. Right. So it begins with one turning and waiting 10 seconds, and then the radar is activated. So, let's see what it does to our nice broadsworder. And now we do have anti-missile missiles, so it will attempt to take this out, but I made myself invulnerable, so I guess it shouldn't. I think before it was just a little bug with a missile, just, you know, it flew for too long, so it got despawned. Nothing harder than that. I just kind of thought there was a problem, but there were none. Anyways, so we're closing in. Oh no! Oh yeah. Now it will be interesting to see how this deals with the shields. All right. God, We need to be close for it to even spawn in. It's so large. Alright. Now the swarm of fast... Oh, lords. A few missiles missed the mark. Did a lot of damage there. That's for sure. The big missile comes in. And it misses! Are you absolutely kidding me? It misses! Oh no. That's not even funny. Okay. It took out parts of the bridge. Mainly like jank. Nothing important. Imagine that. Bridge not important. One broadside is kind of ruined a little bit there, but it spawns back stuff quickly enough. So, yeah. And this missile is just, you know, it's just stuck here. It's very sad. Being scorched a little bit with a EMP. No, what is it? Lamp. Alright. So, because this broadside got damaged, it actually switched sides. Because it's set up to do that. Anyways, we're waiting for the next one. Let's see what this does, if it does any damage at all. Maybe, possibly, we actually have to have the APN guidance on there. Because it seems that not having the APN guidance kind of causes problems a little bit. Alright. Frag stuff like that, EMP frying all over the place, a good swarm. Alright. Yep. That did some more acceptable damage. And now this slow ass missile comes in here, and we'll see. Come on, aim for the middle. There we go. Very nice. Frag activate. Yes, EMP damage, explosives. It made a hole. But it didn't make a huge hole. And what happened with the EMP? It's still functional. Ah. Let's throw on some APN guidance there and see if it does better, because this is just not acceptable. Maybe I've just been too afraid of frag because of some problem, because frag is indeed probably the strongest thing anyways. You know, we had shape charge on the thing before, and shape charges can be very powerful, but it seems for this huge missile it doesn't really work as well. I didn't see them spawning, so that's why we switched also. And now all of this is frag and EMP, and the cluster missiles attached to them are also frag, the medium ones here, and these are mixed frag. Some are high explosive, some are frag, some are EMP, so that's kind of nice. And one thing I almost forgot here is to check some numbers here. We can probably we switch one of these for APN guidance, and we'll see what it does. Alright, time to spawn an enemy. Spawn the same as last. Alright. So, the missile has been fired up into the air, the enemy is spawned. And we're just going to see what happens next. It flies up here, cool. Now it takes some time for it to reach destination, that's for sure. It's really slow. If we just closing in, takes kind of forever. Let's see here. How does this look in Steel Strider's colors though? Does it look cool with blue? I think it looks better when we have the gold for the railings. Alright. So now we are showing our front to the missile. Okay. Will this missile, now mostly frag, take out a 1 million battleship? Good question. God, we need to spawn in close. Or zoom in close. It doesn't spawn in. It's weird. Alright. A swarm of frag missiles with some EMP on it. Oh lords. Alright. Did I even see any huge ones? And there we have a big fragmentation. Okay. The frags went through. That's better. But not good enough. Oh, wait. Oh yes. We nuked the AI. We had enough. This was mostly an EMP missile, to be honest. So cool. So we actually got enough EMP damage to nuke this thing. Amazing. Right. I think that is pretty successful. We could one-hit a 1 million battleship with our fancy missile. Very nice, and it only costs 8,000 to spawn. But the entire thing, of course, this platform now costs 700,000, so that means that the missile platform costs 500,000. But if it takes out one big ship with twice the, size, I think that's pretty nice, even though this missile is so expensive. Huh, cool. That means it works. So, now, maybe we should try and spawn something else. Should we go to the menu here and select... What about the stronghold? Can we spawn a stronghold and see if it can damage? Alright. So, our missile have been launched. It's already thrusting while one turning. We can probably have the delay for the one turn, for the thruster a little bit longer. Wow, okay, so let's see here. The stronghold cannot fathom what it's about to face. Let's see here. This missile is so expensive though, so if I use this in campaign, it's almost like I only want to have it manually launched, because I mean, the damage it does is huge, but for small targets I don't think it will be able to hit at all. Right, now it's actually getting closer here. Medium, medium, medium. Oh, there is a huge. No, large. Okay, we got a couple of large ones there. Cool. The old mist, what? Oh no, the frag's kind of deflected. Well, we did a hole straight through it, but I'm almost feeling that our frags are now over-penetrating. Interesting. Alright, let's see how it holds up after some changes here. So we made the thumpers be shaped charge instead, because it seems that they work much better for I don't know. They just work better for the large missiles somehow. So let's spawn a stronghold here. It's a quite strong thing, 1.4 million. So it's kind of strong. So we should indeed be a good testing vessel. Where is our missile? There it is. Now you can see it just chillingly spends its time up here, ramping up slowly. I made it so much more harmonic. And it will be very interesting to see what type of damage it does. We narrowed down the fragmentations, we made them a little bit stronger, but we didn't narrow them down too much. Half of them are 30 degrees, half of them are 60 degrees, and it should give a good spread, I think. Alright. So now the clusters are getting spawned, I suppose. What? Okay. And they have a nice spread out like that, but unfortunately the shields of this enemy craft just saves it so damn good. It's kind of unfortunate. And no, not in the center. A lot of the frags went missing. And it's still alive. Not good at all. We shot off, of course, a lot of the turrets, but it seems a bit sad. for sure, but it's not dead. This is a problem. You can see the frags are just... some of them went through the entire ship, so there are strong frags here. But it seems it's hard to make one of these missiles kill anything. We could make them kill a 1 million ship, that's cool, but this one needs a little bit more work. Of course, it's like mainly disabled. Seems that we destroyed... we probably EMP'd some stuff of it, but this build seems much better EMP protected. Wait, are these... oh, how nice. Yeah, so that's ain't happening. Let's see what it does with the second missiles incoming, if it can finish off the job. Probably not. But it should, I mean. How many percentage is the stronghold down to? 89%. That's still kind of high. We might not be able to take it out with this thing. And the shield seems to be a huge part of the problem here for us. We should also test it against some steel strider build and see if that thing also can take it out the big ship of theirs. Come on now. Now it should spawn. Medium missiles all over the place. Oh, some are shooting for other things. Bad. There we have the big one and... ow! Some of these turrets are still active. It's not taking this thing out. Ah, so sad we couldn't EMP it. It has to have great EMP protection in that case. Because I got surge protectors on the broadsword, but it still nuked its AI. Okay, what is down? 79%. Nowhere near. Alright then, let's spawn in a Steel Strider Tyr and see if it can take that out. Will be interesting to see. How's it going there? It launched, right? It should have launched. There it is. It's just chilling there. I kind of suspect that the Tyr's extreme anti-missile defense should probably be able to take this thing out before it reaches. But since we have to be in god mode to not, you know, die in our platform, it's possible that it will, you know, not take that much damage. Of course it has huge amounts of health, but I just simply, I don't think it's enough. Anyways. Oh, and it has a lot of lambs too. Alright. So... and some of the frags one, they just blew up in the air there. Why did they do that? Well, let's slow down a little bit here. EMP frying all over there. Well, that tore a good hole. Big missiles incoming, cool. And how will this affect the broadside, I wonder? Alright. Speed up time again. Because it's so slow as it is. And... dunk. Wow, that EMP surge just disappeared. I'm starting to wonder that maybe it's not worth having EMP on this missile. Maybe we should go with only frag. Maybe that's the solution. And there we go again. Missile comes up. Slowly turns. Activation gets online. ramping up thrust, and then we'll have to wait a long time to see any damage. Well, actually, this is not too far away. And there it comes. Now is the question, will we have any frags spawning in the air? We'll need to take a close look on that. Yeah, some did. Alright, now it spreads out and... yeah, it feels like it did some good damage there. And the bulk of the load... where will that hit? God damn, it's barely faster than the ship. Oh no, this looks so silly. And what happens now? Come on. And impact. Too far in the front. What are you doing? Well, it did some damage, but not enough. Yeah. It feels like this missile can take out some good targets, but it's just over-dimensioned. We could take out a pretty big, ship. We could take out our million build in one shot, and of course a smaller, or it's not small, but a smaller ship that, like the crossbones, we could take out in one blast. The Bastion wasn't susceptible to EMP at all. So now we only go with frag, and against this Tyr, it just doesn't deal enough damage. So I guess that that answers our question. We can't make a missile that takes out anything. Or possibly we could make this even longer, but it's so slow and turning that if we made this even longer, I wonder if we would be able to even, get it away, up and away at all. I mean, this swarm of missile does do some damage, of course, but the bulk of this thing, it spawns frags, but we can make them narrower, but in that case, if it just spawns in the wrong angle, it will be able to do nothing. Oh, wait a little moment. What's happening? Why is it so slow? It's not AI dead. Looks kinda AI dead, but it's not AI dead, but it's dead in the water. I think we completely took out the engine. Anyways. Maybe we'll come back with making an even more powerful missile, but I suspect that it's kinda hard. We couldn't make a missile that takes out anything this time, but well, it can take out some 1 million builds in one missile, so that's quite good indeed. This thing, it needs like 3 missiles. Not good. And it would be hard to protect this thing as well from like enemies, especially since it's so long. Well, it was definitely worth to try, but a missile big like this is just not worth it. If we make it a lot bigger, it will be really hard to kind of aim this thing. We need to probably put this entire thing on a large turret. That's the only solution I see, making this bigger without, we can't have a longer vertical launch missile because it just won't be able to turn around easily enough. But damn, it deals a lot of damage. And then we got the frags just through the entire thing there. And it's still not dead. Oh my god. Well, anyways, it's down to low health now, but it took a couple of missiles, so, well, we basically can't. This video will probably have a follow-up where we make a even larger, even more stupid missile, but, well, to answer the question, today we couldn't build a missile that takes out anything. Thanks for watching, this is Jim. We'll be back next time.